Okay, good morning, folks. As you can imagine, this will be a fairly short weather briefing. If you're looking out the window now, you can realise why. Midnight chart, this low pressure, we're watching it develop for the last day or so, and is now sort of racing in fairly quickly, bringing these fronts across us. And there's an awful lot of rain on those, and an increase in wind this afternoon. If we just run through the next 12 to 18 hours, we then have another follow-up weather front coming through tonight, and tomorrow we're in fairly brisk southwesterly. Fairly brisk, looks like gusts around 30 knots, so sort of 18 gusting 30, flyable, but probably only two-seaters. And then I suspect Friday, it's forecast sort of 25 gusting about 40 at times. So Friday probably won't be flyable. The wind today, it's currently sort of light southerly, southeasterly, and it will be as the fronts sort of progress through, but then it's going to pick up later on. You can see these two wind boxes here, 40 knots at flying heights for this afternoon. So even if it does stop raining late afternoon, it's going to get pretty windy from the south for a while. The TAFs are showing that. You can see that it's saying rain 6,000 meters broken at 700 feet, and that's up to sort of 1800 hours. And then after that, it's showing 15 gusting 25. So pretty strong winds for this afternoon and this evening. So I think little chance of flying today. There's the rainfall picture. You could be sort of a little bit optimistic and say, oh, it's clear behind here, but I think there's still a tail on this, and it will fill in over the course of the next couple of hours. So I think the rain will be with us for most of the day. Say a possible clearance to showers late afternoon, but windy. Top Meteo is suggesting a little bit slower progress for the rain, and not really clearing through us at all until evening time. Just quickly show you tomorrow's clear, and we'll look at the gusts. They're talking somewhere around 26, 28 knot gusts for tomorrow during the day, and probably increasing to about 30 in the afternoon as the thermal activity gets going. And then Friday, it's seriously windy. Around Lasham, 40 knots, maybe even more. Out over Wales, they're talking about 50, 55 knot gusts. So I think little chance of flying, certainly on Friday. Airspace today, there is a jet movement today, isn't there? There's supposed to be. Was it?
Hundreds of flight plans, yeah.
Okay. That was the one that took place yesterday.
Yes, yeah. We wouldn't be able to get anything in today.
No, and operation, I don't think we'll be actually flying, to be honest, but the only bit of airspace is the parachuting north of Oxford, and I can't imagine in this sort of conditions or this strength wind, either today, tomorrow, or Friday, they'll be operating. So that's about it, folks. Next update, 9:30 tomorrow morning.